We are at Wigwam Golf Course today. We're going to play the Gold Course. So excited. This place is legendary out here. We're going to play golf today with Jon Bloom, one of the true just great guys in this industry. He is the voice of the Phoenix Suns. There's a lot to talk about with the Phoenix Suns. After the Kevin Durant trade, they almost have a completely new roster this year. Also, Bloomer's going to do a little bit of play-by-play of my awful golf game. And then I ask him about Al McCoy, the Hall of Fame broadcaster, and what it was like to take over after such a legendary run. Let's go play some golf. Bloomer, voice of the Phoenix Suns. I'm so excited to see you again. I call you Bloomer because we've known each other for 20 years, actually 25 years at this point.
But you were like a tot back then, you know? You were barely learning to walk, I think, at that point.
Yeah. I was still in college. I was like 19, and I got to be your producer for a little while on sports radio. I had so much fun doing that with you. You taught me so much. You'll never know how much you taught me.
That means a lot. I also still relish that I came up with a nickname for you that I don't think anybody else had ever called you, right?
Yeah, correct.
Ratings? Off of the last name Nielsen, of course.
Yeah.
They're the monopoly of the ratings in radio and television. I'm like, I'm going to start calling this kid Ratings. And I absolutely adore coming out here because of the history. You know, you just think about everybody that's played here. Basically, anybody that's anybody in golf, once upon a time, played here at the Wigwam, and they played this specific golf course, right?
And now they get to say, I got to play here like Jon Bloom.
Stop it, Ratings. Stop it with that. Now we're fired up. I'm so excited you invited me here. I want to see your game.
It's awful, but I have a lot of fun. There's a reason we don't keep score on this show. I'll say that much.
I'm down with it. Now, I'm happy there's not people lining the fairways here. That would bring a different level of anxiety for me, you know? Looks pretty clear out there.
They'd need to have an ambulance nearby if they were doing that for me. All right. That's right down the middle.
See, it's something that I take pride in, is that first shot. It doesn't always go that way after the first shot, but the first shot I usually have in my back.
Oh, goodness gracious. You made me all nervous, Jon, after that drive.
I mean, you didn't seem nervous.
Well, that's the beauty of working in television. I trick you. I'm terrified underneath.
And it'll look exactly like my shot.
I got to talk to you about this summer with the Phoenix Suns.
Yeah, it's been interesting.
How did you find out about the KD trade? When you're the voice, do they give you a heads up on these things?
No, it's just like you and everybody else. I mean, most of the times the breaking news now is all seemingly in one spot, social media, right? But I think what we're seeing now is an excitement level for the new kind of look of this team.
Yeah.
You're moving past having these superstars, and you're looking at trying to form kind of a gritty collective group that's going to go play all out for the city of Phoenix that deserves it. Yes.
Oh, no.
It was well struck, though. And I think you're going to be right where I am.
So, Jon, what happens is you have 3 kids, and then you stop practicing golf.
You went one too far. You should have stopped at 2.
I should have stopped at 2.
Although I've always said that my daughters are my handicap. People are like, what's your handicap these days? I'm like, my 2 daughters.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely it. And I'm going to blame them. I wish they would have picked up the game. I really tried to. I tried without pushing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And as a parent, if you're out there and you're a parent, I totally regret that. I should have pushed the hell out of them. You know?
This is one of those shots I'm constantly worried I'm just going to destroy it, you know?
I've been there. That's like my biggest struggle is the sand. But that's pretty money right there. Sit. Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
When did you know you wanted to do this?
So, like, my story goes all the way back to being a kid that grew up in a family that wasn't really athletic at all. So I surveyed the scene, right? And I realized by the time I was 11, I'm not going to be an athlete, right? I'm not going to make money, at least, being an athlete. But could I do something in sports, which I love so much, clearly, because it means so much to me, when I would get so fired up about every game that I would be involved in, whether it was playing, watching, you know, or going to. So what can I do? And yeah, 11-year-old me came up with the idea of, why don't you try to be a sportscaster?
So I got to ask you about doing the public address announcing. Are you allowed to put some oomph into it when you're saying, you know, three-pointer or things like that? Or are you required to kind of keep it low-key?
Well, in the NBA, where Vince Marotta is doing it for the Suns and does an amazing job, they want you to put that oomph into it. And in the NFL, when I was doing it for the Cardinals, there were so many rules. Like, you could get fined for inciting the crowd. That was a thing. And there were colleagues of mine in the league at that time that did get fined. And I was like, wow, if I get fined, I'm out of here. There's no way they're going to keep me. You know, they're going to can me in a heartbeat. So I towed the line as the Cardinals PA guy for the 9 years I did it. There were things I could have a little bit more fun with, like the first down calls, you know, and the third downs when you rile them up in just a subtle way. And I think the guy who took over for me has taken it up a notch, which I like when I've had the chance to go to a game.
Well, tell me, how would you take it up a notch? Let me hear it right now.
What,
for a first
right
down.
now?
For a first down.
Oh man, I wish I could do it like the old guys way back in the day when I was growing up, where they would just let it rip and go first down. You know, and you just if you yell that, then everybody else is going to jump on board and yell it. The way I did it back then was I was hopeful that the crowd would take over, because I would build it up. It would go, that's enough for another Cardinals, and then you have them come in and hit it, because I couldn't do the first down.
Oh, nice. Sit.
A little much. Sit.
A little too much juice.
Yeah, but I get to use the AZ wedge again.
That's right.
Make up for it.
Well, actually, let me take advantage of, after hearing your public address there. Can you do a little play-by-play action on my swing
Oh,
here?
I would love to do some golf play-by-play.
Yeah, let's do it.
I mean, this is Steve. This is on my bucket list of things I want to do, is career-wise.
Yeah?
Yeah, I've done a ton of golf broadcasting. Even did 12 Masters, but I was on the crew there. Someday I'd like to be in a tower, calling Steve Ratings Nielsen. He's got 106 yards to the flag. He's got a wedge in his hand of some sort.
I believe it's pitching.
It's a pitching wedge. Little uphill shot. No wind. Again, a little quick, but better. Nice little drop there. Sit. All right. Solid shot.
On the green.
Steve's going to have a putt for birdie. I'm not. So most people are going to use a wedge here, some sort of lofted club, but I'm not. I'm going to use a putter or an Arizona wedge. Again, that's what we're teaching people, the AZ wedge. Now, hole one, it was miserable. So this is my redemption shot. And I got to play it left of the hole. Yep. Again, I didn't hit it.
Go. Go.
John, you got to have a little more to it than that. But I have a chance here at par.
I mean, what do you think Devin Booker would say about that?
Be better. You know? I think he could give it to me like that. I would take it from him. We've known each other 10 years.
So you have to ask about Al McCoy, right? Taking over his chair and knowing what he meant to everyone, what was that pressure like?
I mean, immense for sure, but I was ready for it. I mean, I think all those years of working with him, of being here and understanding what he meant to virtually every human that was from Phoenix and grew up here, or anybody that was attached to the Phoenix Suns. But the pressure itself, to me, I don't think I ever felt. I think I knew it. I knew it was there. I knew that everybody was going to compare me to him, and that there was no comparison, that he raised generations of Suns fans here. I can't compare myself to that, but I can do the best that I can do, and I can earn the trust of this fan base if I haven't already, from taking their phone calls and all the other interactions over 19 years of it. But hopefully I'm starting to do that, and I know it's going to be a process, and I'm still growing as a broadcaster too, and I know that. And there's a lot of things that I look forward to doing and folding into what I do in my work, because I think it's an absolute passion of mine, and that's something that Al and I for sure shared.
Tell me about these catchphrases, everyone. You couldn't steal Al McCoy's, right?
No.
Yeah.
I was never going to go with any of the ones that he made so popular over his 51 years. And so for me, it was always kind of a gradual process, doing games in college at Syracuse, playing with different ideas back then. The one that stood the test of time is my and one call, the deuce and the damage. I came up with that in college. I remember sophomore year, we were sitting around playing video games. And I was like, what do you think of the deuce and the damage for a basket and a foul? Because, you know, the alliteration, it's fun to say. And there's a couple others that I go to. Jam time is one I like. It's got a double meaning for me. I do it on a dunk, right, a jam, but I also am a musician, and I love music jams. I love jam bands. I love all that stuff. So there's multiple. I get up when I say jam time. I mean, I'm off the seat, you know, trying to enact like whatever the guy on the floor is doing. I think we're going to have a lot of jam times this year, by the way, judging on the one practice I just watched yesterday. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Go hit a shot.
Let's go make a hole-in-one.
Let's make a hole-in-one.
I did not get all of it.
Come back.
I pushed it right into the tree.
But not in the sand.
But to the right of the bunker, so we're safe, but that's a bad swing. Sometimes when you talk a lot between shots, golf becomes secondary.
He's blaming me. I love the deuce and the damage. I think that's awesome. The best part about you calling games, though, is how you sneak in the lyrics and trying to figure out what song it's attached to. And I have a very low percentage on that. Every so often, though, when I do figure it out, you get excited.
That's cool. It's cool to hear that from you, because, like, you know, a lot of it I feel like is just for me. You know, I'm doing it because I love music. I love, you know, obviously calling the games, and I like intertwining my passions. And it's easy for me because I've got all these lyrics stored up in my brain, right? So something has to happen in the right way, though, for me to pull it off appropriately. And not every time that I've tried it, it's hit. You know, some of them have. I remember doing a Taylor Swift one that I got some flack for from people, but I did it for my daughters. I mean, that was totally for my daughters, and I did it intentionally, and they loved it.
If anyone at home were to try to do what you do, though, I think they'd have like peanut butter on their mouth trying to get it all out. How much training goes into spitting all that out?
Yeah, it's reps. It's doing it over and over and over, like anything, I think. I love it. I think that's the main thing. Like, I put that headset on. To me, there's like no better place. I love golf, too. I love being out here playing golf, and as we talked about, love live music. But when I put that headset on, I'm about to call a game. Like, it just feels home. It feels like I'm where I'm supposed to be. It's got a chance. Let's go!
Nice!
Right?
Fantastic!
I told you I had it.
That is how we end this thing. Voice of the Phoenix Suns, Jon Bloom. You're the best, Bloomer.
Thanks for having me, Steve.
We'll see you next time.